Hey y'all, going on my little road trip I told you about in my last video. We are on our way to Charleston. I'm finally going to do these filming locations for the Patriot, the ones that I can get to. A lot of them were shot on private property, especially the ones here in Rock Hill. So there's a lot I'm not going to be able to get to, but the ones that I can, I will definitely show you. Now, there is one scene in the movie. It was filmed at Mansfield Plantation, and I'm not going to go there just because all that was in it was like the slave cabins, I believe it was. Okay, Sonny. All that was in it was the slave cabins, and then I think like some interior shots were filmed there, maybe like the bedrooms or something, but all the rest of it was filmed at historic Brattonsville, which is here in Rock Hill. So I'm going to go there another day, but for now we're going to Charleston. So all the other stuff that I can find and get to, you will see it. Anyway, long explanation, but also happy March. It's March 1st, 2025. Holy moly, this year's flying by. I guess because I've stayed so busy just doing stuff and working a lot. But anyway, I'll see y'all after a while. Alrighty, here we are at the Randolph Hall, which is the scene that took place in the beginning, where Benjamin Martin does not want to go to war, and he clearly lets that be known in the meeting, but then it gets passed, and the young boy comes out the front right over here, and he says 28-12, the levy passed, and then it goes crazy, and then you see Heath Ledger's character signing up to join the militia, and that happened all right here. They got an event obviously going on, but it's all of the area. This is something I really love about Charleston. A lot of really old historical cities is the cobblestone roads. I just think they're really cool, so unique, because you just don't see them anymore in modern design. Let's see, what is that's Chalmers Road. So here we are at Aunt Charlotte's house in Charlestown, South Carolina. Well, Charleston now, but back then it was called Charlestown. And it's at the very beginning of the movie when they talk about going to Charlestown. The sons ask their dad, "Are we going to Charlestown?" He goes, "We are. We leave in the morning." And then in the next scene, you see they're driving their horse and carriage through the town of Charlestown, and then they end up here on the top of the balcony at her house. And then you see the boys and kids, they all rush into the house, and that's where that scene took place, right up there. And also, here's another thing. I need to get across the street to show you. Hang on. And then right here, right across the street from her house, is where you saw like the two dummies that they burned. It hanged up right off the balcony there. I can't really point because I got my drink, but right up there, they dropped them down and they were on fire. But that's where that scene happened, right there across from her house. So cool what they do in movies, how they create them. I've always been fascinated by it. So here we are at the famous Rainbow Row, which before the Civil War, this was used where merchants would sell things, and then like goods and stuff like that. But after the Civil War, this place became known as a slum. And so forgot the names of the people that bought the property, all these houses through here, but they bought them, and the wife decided to paint them in order to spruce it up, make it look nicer. And in the end, everybody else just kind of started going along with it and painting their houses these pastel colors. And it has since become known as a historical monument and a popular place for people to come and take photos of engagements or whatnot. And that's what it's become over the years. So it starts right there with that bluish gray, and then you got the green and light blue, and it goes on down. It's like 13 homes. So you can see this lady right here. She got all those cars they pulled off to the side just to take a photo. It's a very popular place, and these people right here. This cemetery, I was reading up on it. This is claimed to be one of the most haunted places in Charleston. Maybe I'll come back by here tonight, see if I see any ghosts. I love this Spanish moss. It's so freaking pretty. Just the way it hangs off the trees. Gives it that extra spooky vibe. Just neat. Neat. So this is the market hall that I just went in earlier to get my lemonade. And it's just, it goes all the way down that way. There's all kind of stuff you can buy in there. And it's just right here on Meeting Street, right there. Well, here I am in my hotel room for the night. I am staying at the Charleston Creekside Inn. This was one of the cheapest rooms they had, so, because I always say, give me the cheapest room you got. And it's really nice. I actually want to go outside and kind of walk around. I don't know if I can, hang on. Oh, they actually just renovated all their rooms. Well, I don't think I can open that, but yeah, like all their rooms have been renovated. New mattresses, new appliances, everything. It's out by, there's my car. And then it's just out by Main Road. I'm gonna go outside and walk around a little bit, but yeah, it's super nice in here just for a quaint little spot. It's just like a 2-story little motel, hotel, whatever. You got your shower, typical bathroom, you know. But yeah, I'm now going to go fix my hair because I washed it last night and I didn't dry it, and then when I brush it out the next morning, it's like really poofy. So it's more like a foxtail right now and not a ponytail. So it's all kind of cray-cray. So I'm gonna go straighten it and get it ready, fix it up a little bit, look a little bit more presentable. And then I'm going to go get some dinner because I'm starving. I have not ate at all today. So there's that. See you in a bit, after a while. Hey y'all, I am back at the hotel. I just got back from dinner. I did not go walk around the grounds outside because, again, I fixed my hair and I left. I was so doggone hungry. So I'm going to do that in the morning before I leave here. Oh, and on the way back, I stopped and got a water from the gas station because I left my house, y'all, and I was gonna bring like the soup that I made. It was like a chicken noodle soup, like homemade, and obviously it's homemade. I made it at home from scratch. Aren't you so proud of me? Huh. Anyways, I'm proud of me. But anyway, I was gonna bring that and just heat it up in the microwave at wherever I stayed. And I walked out and forgot it. And then I also forgot to get a few waters before I left the house, you know, for the day. Lord have mercy. So I've spent unnecessary money today, but you know, that's life. Luckily, I got paid yesterday. Anyways, I am going to settle in for the night, work on some editing, and watch some TV, and then get ready for bed. And then I will see you guys in the morning to go off on our next adventure. Alrighty, it's the next day. I am about to leave my hotel. Went in and got a little breakfast in the little lobby over there. This is where I stayed, the Charleston Creekside Inn. It's a lovely place, clean, so definitely go. They've even got a little pier out here that you can kind of, I think you can actually fish off of it. It's a little marsh over here, and a pool for the summer right over there. So yeah, it was a nice little quaint spot. You can definitely hear the cars like go by because you're next to a busy road over here, but overall it's not bad for the price you got. It's really a cute, quaint place. But anyway, I am off to, I think I'm going to go to Middleton Place or Middleton Plantation. I can't remember which one it is. I'm terrible, but anyway, alright, I'll see y'all when I get there. Here we are at Middleton Place. This is the reflection pool. Right over here, right when you come past admissions. It's already pretty. You can tell they put a lot of effort into this place. So here is the Middleton Place residential complex. This just is from the west side of you. You can pause that and read it. There you go. A lot of the buildings were destroyed. I think it was a fire during the Civil War. I think destroyed a lot of the buildings and damaged them. But that's one of the ones that is not damaged. They were able to fix it back up from the history I've read. So like all of these trees off to the side remind me of my grandmother's camellia bush, because I think that's what these are. It's just like in the camellia bush family. Now these aren't exactly like what she has, but they're so freaking pretty. But yeah, these always remind me of my grandma, which my grandmother's still alive, my mom's mother. But she loves her flowers. So does my dad too. I actually got a little bit of my green thumb from my dad, but I'm more into growing like food type plants, like your tomatoes and squash. But yeah, that just reminded me of her. Here's another view of the house right over here, a little bit closer. Oh, it's so stinking pretty out here, guys. Y'all gotta come. I mean, I'm only like 5 to 10 minutes into this, and it's beautiful. Okay, so if you go right there where those house ruins are, because that was one of the structures that were destroyed by the Union troops during the Civil War, like I said earlier, and you just come straight out here, and this is the British ball scene in the movie. Right out there is where the ship exploded, where Mel Gibson's character, the French guy, I can't remember his name, and then Gabriel. Heath Ledger played the character Gabriel. And they all just went out there and blew up the ship. And then the lady, I want to say that they were probably standing somewhere in this area, maybe, and she was like, my oh my, lovely, lovely. She didn't realize that they just got attacked. Or not really attacked, but Anyways, I don't know the correct terminology for it right now. But yeah, that's where it happened. So, and I'm guessing because I was looking for the building in the back and there is no buildings. Obviously they use, I think it's CGI is what they call it, because it makes it look like the Cornwallis and Tavington, they came right out of the house into the gardens, but that's not the case. And then you can see like the rolling hills. I'll actually go down the hill where these people are walking over there, and I'll get a shot from down there so you can kind of see upwards. Alrighty, here we are at the bottom of it, and I was just standing right up there. But yeah, that's where the scene takes place. And obviously, see, you can't see a house in the back. Well, you got the house right there, the main house, but like they made it like the house was right there. So basically they just shot a different scene, but they shot it one way and then they just moved it over using movie magic, and they had the scene look like the house was like right there. So. Yo, it is so stinking cold out here today. My hands hurt so bad. Compared to yesterday, it was nice, 70, some in the 70s, and today it's like 50s. Here's just a little bit closer of a shot of where they blew up the ship. Right over there. How crazy is that? That is insane. Like, even if you're not a fan of the movie or whatnot, guys, just come out here. This place is like spectacular. So much you can learn. There's some bunnies. Oh, they're so cute. It's hard to get it focused because of the, there they are. Oh, little guy. Oreo. We got these chickens over here. See? Knew I heard chickens. And here's the horses over here. I guess they garden here in the spring. Won't be long. I'll give you a little overview video of the stable yard. There was a lady over on the other side of that. That was a volunteer. She was filling me in on all kind of information. She was really sweet. And then over here is the main house. We're gonna walk up to it. I would take a tour through the house, but like I said, I just don't have time. But when I come back again one day, I definitely want to go inside. And I think you can do, I don't think you're allowed to take any pictures or videos inside of the house. They make you pay extra for that. Oh my gosh, I was not even filming that. Sorry guys. Oh my gosh. Like, can you imagine having this as a home and just looking at your front yard? Look at all that land. Alright, back in my car. I'm gonna head towards Cypress Gardens now, which I might stop and get a little something to eat because I'm hungry. I got plenty of time. Cypress Gardens. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a boat and do a self-guided tour because there's a good many people here today. But regardless, I'll see what I can do. And also, guys, I got smart. I put on my big thick coat I had in my car. I was not freezing to death this time. You know what I love about daffodils? It means spring is right around the corner. And that's what I love about them. I see them things come up in February and he gets happy. So I'm going to ask, what does this like, it's like a pink like fungus or something, and I'm seeing it on a lot of the cypress trees, so, and like the knees and stuff. So I'm gonna ask because I'm really curious. I just got off the nature trail and now I am on Kit Ridge Path. Oh look, oh, egret. Where is it? Hang on. There it is. How cool. So this bridge right here that we're going to walk across, they designed this and built it this way specifically for the movie, The Patriot. I was going to see if there was any. No. But yeah, this is the bridge that they created just for the movie. Alright guys, so I went and asked the lady in the gift shop how to get to it, and she said it actually got destroyed during a hurricane years ago. So this is where the front of the church ruins would have been. This is like that tree, if you look in pictures, and I'm actually going to put one up so you can kind of see. But this tree was like a split tree, so it's still split. It's just the angle I'm standing at, and then you had this tree right here. But yeah, that was the front of the church, and then back behind it is where they had like their little encampment. And then off in the distance you see like more soldiers coming to help join them and stuff in their fight. But yeah, that's where it happened. And then of course you see the bridge right over here that I showed earlier. But it's a neat little spot. You can just kind of like sit here and swing if you want. But I was so bummed. I was like, man. But she said they leave that up because the College of Charleston Art Department, they're actually going to come back and rebuild that over time. That's what she said to me. Now, I don't know when that'll happen, but we'll see. But yeah, that's where it used to be, and that's where they shot that scene at right there. And some of the pictures online, you can actually see the this little building right here in the background where they keep like their life jackets and stuff. So a little bit of a bummer, but hey, it is what it is. I think I am about to wrap up my trip here and start heading back home. I may see if I can hit one more spot before I start heading back home. But if not, then I'll definitely let you guys know. But it's so pretty. I wish I had time to get out on the boat, but there's like a really long wait like for them. So maybe next time that I come, I'll take a little boat ride. So I'm definitely coming back because I was like, what is she doing? She's vacuuming out the dirt out of the boat. Oh my gosh, no flipping way. Look, there's an alligator. Hang on. Where is it? You see it? There's its little fin, the back tail, and there's its head. That's the first alligator I've seen since I've been out here. Let's go over here so we can get a better look. That's a baby one. Yeah, there he is. Right here. Little fella. Little guy. Wonder where Mama is. That'd be crazy if she was like right here, just staring at me. I'd probably crap myself. No lie. Alright, so I'm almost back to Rock Hill now. I stopped and got some dinner. And I did find out about the pink fungus that was on the trees, the cypress trees. It's called like pink lichen or pink lichen. And it's like, it's also, it's not harmful to the tree because you can actually use like a soapy mixture and just get it off. But I mean, they probably will not do that. Just let it run its course. And then the other thing, I was going to go to that another like location, which I thought was down in Charleston area, but it is not. It is in Rock Hill. So my next stop will be Brattonsville. And that's not going to be for another week before I can get there. So I guess I will see y'all back in Rock Hill at historic Brattonsville. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video so far. And that's all I got to say. So see y'all after a while, like in a week. Bye. Hey y'all, I am out at historic Brattonsville to show you where some of the scenes in the movie were filmed, the movie magic that happened and all that stuff. And I'm also going to link below in the description box a video where you can actually hear from people who were on set during the time of the movie, who one of the guys where a lot of the scenes were filmed, like the church building that got burned by the British soldiers, the Benjamin Martin's home in the very beginning of the movie, all that was shot on his property. You actually get to hear from him and his take on it. But you also get to hear from one of the ladies who was the mom of the little red-headed boy, and her husband ends up, you know, in the movie. He or she actually talks about her part in the movie and that kind of thing. And just, you get to hear a lot about behind the scenes stuff. So it's really cool. So, and I learned about some new stuff. I ended up signing up for a membership because I come out here often throughout the year, as well as some other stuff I like doing, and I'll be able to get discounts too. And it just makes sense. So stick around and I will show you what I can out here, as well as some other stuff, because I came out here back in 3rd grade and it's a really cool field trip. And I will actually take you to the schoolhouse as well out here. Okay, so here is the schoolhouse that they recreated. It's not original, but they did recreate it. And obviously the wood on it was a lot lighter during that time. I mean, we're talking over 20 years ago, so I was a little youngin'. And a funny story about that field trip is I remember them talking about like using the restroom and how back then they didn't have toilet paper and things like that. I remember like my classmates and stuff, we were like all freaking out because we were like, and then they would just kind of like, but it's okay, we got it in there for you guys. But this was like their bathrooms. They're actually like flushing toilets and stuff in there. But it was funny because here we are, 3rd graders, and we're freaking out like, what do you mean? Like, we're used to these modern amenities. But anyway, it was funny. And then we got to actually come out and do like a recess, like there are recesses and stuff. And I remember playing the games out here and in this field right over here, and on back behind the building and too, which it's kind of grown up some since I was last here. But it was a lot more open. But right outside this window is where I sat. So you walk in the door, right to the right, there was a bench there, and me and another student sat there, and I think I've got a picture of me back in 2000. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There it is. And that bench right there, that's where I sat right there. And back in little 3rd grade. Oh, little Annie. But there you go. And there's a fireplace in there, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, a lot of that was like open. It was a lot more open than it is now. So this is the Homestead house where the interior shots of Aunt Charlotte's house, the one that was burned, was shot inside. The exterior shots, like I said, were shot at Mansfield Plantation down in Charleston, and I didn't go there because you can only, I think you really can't walk the grounds. They probably would have, but I really just didn't have time to go over there, and I knew I could see more and do more at other places, so I just did that. But none of the exterior shots of this home were used in the movie, but on the inside, it was. So for that, I'm going to take you out and show you what I can. They recently just did the exterior of this house and restored it to its original colors and stuff of that time. Still on the inside, he told me it's still some time away, but they're going to restore it back to the way it originally looked back in the mid 1800s with clocks and all kinds of those little details. And he said that's going to be a little while, but it's going to be exciting. And I was like, yes, it will be. So this is the scene where Heath Ledger's character Gabriel walks in, and his dad Benjamin and Aunt Charlotte are sitting in here, and he's going back or whatnot, and he says, I forbid you to go. He goes, I'm not a child. He goes, you're my child. That scene happened right in here. So that's just like right after you enter into the front of the house, you just go to the left. It's just right in there. I can't wait till they get done with all like the details in the house and you get to see everything fixed up, do it the way it looked back in the mid 1800s. And upstairs, obviously I'm not going to be able to go up there, but there were scenes shot up there as well. Now here is the infamous scene where you come through the front door and the British soldiers, this is when they take over Aunt Charlotte's house and they come through the front door, and the little boy, the young boy, he's rather, I forgot his real name, but he's been in other movies too, but he's looking through like the windows right here, or wait, no, that was Aunt Charlotte, just kidding. And she sees the British soldiers enter the front door and she's looking out this way, and that's where they come in right here. And then they slowly make their way out here. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see inside. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can't see anything hardly in there. It's so dark. But that's where that kitchen table scene was, where he hid underneath the kitchen table. But right, let's see, right over in the far back left, where that fireplace is, directly to the left, that's where the kids went down that ladder, and it goes down into like where food was prepared and stuff for the house, for the kitchen in here. And that's where that scene happened. And right here was the scene where, and the camera kind of pans over to like right in this area, but you can see it's where they're cutting off the end of this guy's leg. He's like, ah, ah. It is, I mean, I shouldn't laugh because back then that's really what happened. But anyway, in the camera rolls, you can see the backside of this building and this building, and it stops right here, and it's the scene where Benjamin Martin joins the Continental Army, and you can see these trees in the background. So And that's also where they meet Gene, the French guy. That's also where all of this happens. And then later in the movie, you can see, or in another scene where they come out of the tent or whatever, and they're talking after that scene where he joins the Continental Army. They come back out, and in the background, they're talking, and you can see right the backside of that building right there. And that's actually where the kids ran out when the British came through and burned Aunt Charlotte's house, and where they were hiding back underneath the kitchen table in that room down there where I said the food would be prepared. That's where they exited and ran. But yeah, all of this was just nothing but tents during the filming of that movie. There's a crap ton of tents just set up. I don't know about right here. Probably was. I'd have to go back, like some of those small details I got to go back and watch. But yeah, all of this was just filled up with tents, this whole area. So they used several different scenes in the same area. Super cool, guys. Super, super cool. Movie magic, right? Right. And guys, the purpose of this plantation was a huge cotton plantation back in the day. So there is a lot of cotton. And in this area of town. So building 25 is the one that has the bricks that have the slaves' fingerprints on them, and this is actually telling you about it. I'll actually zoom in so you guys can pause it and read it. And this is one of the sets of fingerprints right here. And there's other ones right along this wall, but I'm not 100% sure where they are. So here is the Brattonsville store where they would purchase their goods and things of that nature. And then there's also used to be a brick home right here that was destroyed by fire in 2004. As you can see, the fireplace still stands today, and some of the foundation bricks. It was destroyed in 2004, but here's a little bit of history of it. And actually, I'll show that to you so you can pause it and read it. But here, this is a picture around the 1900s of the gentleman. And this right here, this brick rectangle right here used to be the original parlor door right behind him. But that's how it looked back in those days. And here is a picture of the brick house that has since burned down. I remember it vaguely from when I was really young. We would come out here. And this building was closed for a very long time until they started doing efforts to restore it back in 2013. But I remember actually going into the store back when I was a young girl, and you could buy candy in there and stuff before they shut it down for a long time. But we'll go in there and walk around. I'll show you it. And also they did open back up the original parlor doorway. And it's just right there. The one that you saw that was behind the gentleman in that picture. This is Hightower Hall. This was where the scene after Gabriel left the house and he said he was going back, and Benjamin Martin said, no, you're my child. And he, you know, that whole scene. Um, this is the house that was Heath Ledger walked into. So he was riding horseback, and the guy was like looting a house, and he comes flying out on horseback. The whole like wagon was full of stuff, and some of it actually fell out. Well, anyway, he went into that house and walked in. He saw it all like disheveled and everything. But anyway, and that, I think it was that window right there. It was either that one or that middle one. And then he turned around, and Benjamin Martin was standing right there. He's like, I'm not going back. He's like, I didn't think you would. But anyway, off in the distance, it was a scene. Now, this field was not in particular used, but there was the fighting scene that was going on, and you saw the guy's head get blown off by the cannonball. He was looking right out that window. That's where that scene took place. Alrighty, guys, so I'm going to give some closing information. One of the places that I'm not going to make it to for this video is Stratford Hall. That is actually up in Virginia. So if you want to go check that out, go check it out. But in order to get this video out in a timely manner, I want to be able to, or to get it out in a timely manner, I'm not going to be able to go there. But that is where the scene where Benjamin Martin, they tricked the British into giving up their soldiers, and it was like hay-filled dummies off in the distance, and they thought it was like the real British soldiers. And then Colonel Tavington comes out and he says, hey, you live on that farm with that stupid little boy? And then Benjamin Martin says, I'm gonna kill you before this war is over. That was where that was seen, that was filmed. The gentleman who, the video I'm gonna link below, the gentleman John Lewis, his property was used for a lot of the scenes where they burned down the buildings. The church that was burned with Anne Howard in it and her family, which was Gabriel's wife, and other buildings all around that little village, it was all burned down. I think it was Pembroke in the movie was the name of it. And then also a lot of the battle scenes were shot on his land. And then in the ends, in Benjamin Martin's home in the very beginning of the movie, and then also in the end where they show the house getting rebuilt, that was also shot on his property. But he'll explain all that in the movie. He and some of the other people, like I said earlier, when I was at Brattonsville. Oh, the scene where the British soldiers are coming, and Benjamin Martin has some of his guys, and he has some hidden off in the grass and everything. That scene was shot on a farm in Fort Lawn, South Carolina. And the British soldiers, he goes, this is the King's Highway, and I advise you and your men to make way. That was filmed there. And I will butcher the name of the farm, but that's private property, so I can't go. I would have to be invited or have a reason for going there, and I don't have a reason, so we're not going. But it's Thoracical Farms. I totally butchered that. If I'll get the right name, and I'll just put it on the screen, and y'all can make your own assumptions of what you call it. But a lot of other like battle scenes, like the Battle of Camden and all that. I know the Battle of Camden was shot at Cowpens battlegrounds in Cowpens, South Carolina. I think that's where that was filmed, and a lot of the other battle scenes, guys, were filmed on private property, so I can't go there. But that's that. I am going to take a lot of time editing this, and I hope you guys really enjoy it, because it's like my first big video, like major one that I've done, and I had a lot of fun making it. If you have any feedback, good comments, or constructive criticism, just be nice about it, because obviously I'm not a pro at this, guys, and I know not everything I said is probably totally 100% accurate. I'm not perfect, but I did the best I could with the knowledge that I had and that I was given. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Peace.